but Captain Jack, man, he used to do all the commercials for me. And I used to be listening to that, and then you had a box, and we did the live broadcast. I remember one time I used to be like, that's what I want to do. When as soon as I start making some money, I want to do the live broadcast, because that's going to bring the people. And we had an autograph session for the Reckless Clan. And I don't remember what we paid. We paid a couple grand for the
live remote.
Yeah, we was having an autograph session. He said, "Come on, it's jam-packed out here." And I remember coming. I was like, "Oh, it's jam-packed out there. Let me hurry up." So I turned the corner and got there, and it was him, just the dude. And I was like, "Man, that was a bad look," because you not only had to pay for that remote, you had to pay for that talent. So it was like a little double hit, but those were the things you had to do, man.
Hey, man, you got to do that to try to get it going.
Yeah, so
do what you got to get going. Once you get it going, boom, it's on.
Even in this new venture right here, we're trying to do it. I remember the first person I asked was a former artist. I won't say his name. Black, but he said, "How much you paying?" I said,
"Oh, you paying?"
I just started the show. I would think at that time, I don't even think we had like 200 subscribers. So I was like, well, I don't think we're paying nothing, but I just was like, come on and just get it.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting even to get people to come.
Yeah, I know, it was great to see Robert up here, man.
Yeah, Robert actually said that back in the day when I talked to him about I was trying to do it, I said, I can't get no confirmations about nobody calling. He said, I'll come be your first one. And he ended up not being my, I think he was the second, but he still came. You know, and you
Robert
came,
man. Robert's the man, huh?
Yeah, Rob's the man.
I mean,
Charles came, you came. Den said me and him had a scheduling conflict. I thought one time and he came a little later, but you know,
there's been a few people. Old school or independent rap. Straight Profit.
Straight Profit. Yeah.
Yep.
Had the youngster.
Yep, then he did them Zero albums, man. That was some of my favorite albums, them Zero albums.
I mean, Den came in and did good.
Love them albums, man.
That's not a bad roster. You got Zero record, you got Youngster. You know, he had Throw Young Players, Wood. He had some good people.
So that's a great catalog full of albums there, man.
Yeah, man. It's definitely some old heads with some good catalogs, man.
Yep, that's what it's all about, getting that catalog out there, man.
Yep. Till the next thing come. So you say there's all investments moving forward for you.
It's investments more, man. I mean, Russ, I got the biggest disappointment was, with Street Military. That was my biggest disappointment, man. Because when you look back at Street Military, Russ, that was probably, I still say that's probably the best group out of Texas. But now I can't say it was the best group. I can say that potentially was the best group. When you consider the other big groups out of Texas, man, the potential was there, man. But it's just when you get caught up, man, you try to look out for the guys, man, and it just gets so sidewinded because like when they're deal themselves, we had did a couple remixes, all we had with Street Military basically is a bunch of remixes,
Yeah.
And thanks to Icy, because Icy was like the motor. He was remixing. He did tons of remixes, Russ. Tons of remixes, EPs. And every record had the same records on it almost, right?
Yeah.
And then we did the deal with Wild Pitch, which I didn't like. But we ended up doing that. They did the same thing. There's some remix, put 2 or 3 new songs on there.
I used to love that Mama Said Don't Play With a Gun.
Yeah, man. Don't give a damn.
Yeah.
And then, I think it was a couple years after that, then KB and Flea came and said, hey, man, we're going to do the Street Military album. I said, look, if we do a Street Military album, we got to do an album with no remixes and nothing, all new music. All new music, man. So KB and Flea and I sat down and we hashed it out on our deal. And I gave him some money, Russ, man. And this was really bothering me about the Street Military thing, is with KB and Flea and them. I gave them a $100,000 budget, gave them $25,000, gave them another 20 or 25 for beats. They take the money. Now this is the only album Street Military ever was gonna make. They never made an album before. They go and sign a deal, create their own record label on the side, Street Military Records, didn't put the other guys in, it was just KB and Flea. So they go up to Memphis, because you know they was into the T-Mix, MJG sound. So they go up there and supposedly was supposed to buy some music, buy some beats from MJG or T-Mix. So they go up there and sign a deal, Street Military Records, KB and Flea, with the money from Street Military budget. Now, so they take Icy with them. Icy don't know nothing about the deal. I mean, he don't even know they signed the deal. He working on the album. They signed their own deal, man. And that was really, that bothered me more than anything, because this could have been the group, Russell. This was the biggest thing in Texas, man. Everybody loves Street Military. I hear so many kids, even today, so many guys say, man, Street Military, they raised me, man. I was born on Street Military. I was born on, and for them guys to take that Street Military budget money and just think of themselves, you know, they signed the deal, Street Military Records, signed the KB and Flea, didn't tell Icy. And Icy was the one who did all the music on the early stuff. Yep. And he was so faithful to the group, Icy was, he didn't even charge for his beats. He said, no, I'm part of the Street Military, it's all in, you know. Yeah. And they go and do that and don't even tell him about it. And then not only that, they don't even put his beats on Still Gangsta album. That was the terrible part about it. Yeah. And I gave him $5,000 for Icy's production. They cut him out. No Icy on that bad boy. So I'm like, they had a chance to break bread. They didn't break bread with him, man. So long story short, MJG, who they signed to him and his manager Jay Webb, ended up, they didn't know about Beatbox Records. They didn't know Beatbox Records put the money in there. So when I had to get the masters from KB and Flea, I had to send a lawyer to go get my masters, you know, because they were going to try to do their thing with my record, you know, what I call my record. So I got that and was finna put it out, let Robert hear. Speaking of Robert, Robert loved it. It was a different sound, you know. I was like, it's okay. But I couldn't put it out because MJG and them was suing me. Him and his manager, Jay Webb, said, we don't know about you. Show us your contract, because they didn't say nothing about you had a contract, but they had a contract with Beatbox. So that was really messed up. So I tried to put it out. I put it out anyway. You know, they sent me demand letters and give me $80,000 and all this. You know, I took it to Robert, had promoters ready to go on it. You know, nobody want to touch a record with legal, anything involved with legal on there. But what was really bad, because Pharaoh was doing his thing. You know, Pharaoh was on a different level. But what they did, man, they took the money and signed a deal with their record label. You know, so they ended up not only screwing me, they screwed the other members of the group. You didn't tell Pharaoh about the deal. You didn't tell Icy about the deal. So when I tried to put it out, it just went down like a rocket. It didn't sell nothing. Less than 2,000 units on that Still Gangsta album. The only album Street Military ever made, probably the only album they ever gonna make, you know? That's terrible, man. You know, and that really left a bad taste in my mouth doing that deal, because I know I tried my best to help those guys out and to make them successful, because I knew how good that Street Military could be. You know, when I put all that money into that group and ended up losing it, because, you know, I had to sell out the trunk of my car, you know, basically. You know, if you ask people now, I don't think too many people will bring up Still Gangsta, you know. Most people probably won't even know it was their only album they made. You know, they putting this, I think KB and them got an album out now, but this is what they ultimately was trying to do, take over the group. And here it is, what, 20, 21, 22, 30 years later, now they doing it, but we don't have no catalog, man. We don't have a catalog. You know, like the Ghetto Boys have a bunch of albums. Street Military does not have no albums. You know, you say, well, can you compare them to the Ghetto Boys? They don't have the body of work, you know. It's like a first round draft pick, you know. Got a lot of potential, but he got hurt in training camp, you know, and that's what happened to Street Military. They got hurt too. What they got hurt, they got two members, KB and Flea, stabbed the group in the back. Now that's what hurt us, you know, because a lot of people always ask me that, what happened to Street Military? Why y'all didn't make it big? Street Military should have been big, and I'm sure if anybody listens to this or hear this, they always say, yeah, Street Military should have been big. But they had two selfish guys, those two selfish guys I ever met in my life, Russ. And they screwed this group, man, you know, and to the day, they still screwing the group, you know, but that's Icy's fault, because he sits there, after all he put into the group, he sits back there and let them do their little group where they take the group. Just them two. They don't put nobody else's name in it. Them two on the on the website. It's a two-man group now, you know. You put a record out, Street Military name on it. Got like 30 producers on there now, one Icy beat on there. And then it says Street Military so-and-so, featuring Icy Hot of Street Military. How you gonna be featured in your own group?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's really weird, man. Those two guys, man, I'm telling you, man, it burns me because I did so much for them too.
Yeah.
Got them out of jail.
They family though, right? Ain't they brothers?
Icy and KB are cousins.
Oh, I thought KB and Flea is related. Oh, okay.
No, they just related and doing dirt. I mean, that was ridiculous what they did, man.
Yeah.
They screwed the group, man. I mean, and I had just bought the Don't Give a Damn Masters back from Wild Pitch, Russ. I had to pay them a grip, so I figured I got that, plus we do this new album, I can make some money, you know?
Yeah.
We can get paid, you know? But, you know, I'm still out of the trunk with that because, you know, Southwest was gone after that. They was in there for a little while, then they went out of business. So now everything out the trunk and still trying to make money back right now, you know.
Yeah,
I took a big loss on that, man. That was an unnecessary loss. So what upsets me, it was an unnecessary loss that I shouldn't have taken, you know, because I was paying promoters, everybody getting them on board. Look, we got this album coming and that. And then to get shot down like that, man, that was just, oh man, it was heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, that can't be nothing but heartbreaking because they had like what, 1, 2, 3, about 4 EPs.
Oh,
remixes. And remixes, and then the album finally coming. I think people would have had a big buzz.
Man, it should have been a big buzz, you know. I mean, bunch of remixes, bunch of Icy Hot remixes, man.
They was jamming.
They did jam. You know what? They considered legends and don't even have a real album out, man. Come on, how you gonna be legends, man? I tell you how good these cats were, man. You know, Pharaoh, man, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think if he was around, they wouldn't be doing that two-man Street Military with Pharaoh around, you know.
No, they would have definitely had to. He was a big part of the group.
Pharaoh's.
I liked Icy. I like some of his songs.
Icy is, man, I was watching Pete Rock on Unsung. And it's like, well, Pete Rock, he's the only guy, he can rap, he can DJ, he can make beats. I'm like, that's Icy Hot, man. Icy Hot can do all that, man. He's the best scratch I've, you know, down south. I mean, how many people can scratch like that dude, man? You listen to Street Military record, listen to that boy scratch, man. Icy could scratch, man. But I just don't like the way KB and Fleetum treated him because they never broke bread with Icy. And for them not to break bread with Icy Hot when Icy Hot did all those beats, you know. He did all the beats. If you love Street Military, you grew up on Icy Hot beats, man. Yeah. Icy was the body and Pharaoh was the engine, you know, because Pharaoh's top 5. I tell people that, I said, Pharaoh's top 5 MC in Houston, man, all time, Houston, Texas, you name it, man. Name me somebody harder than Daryl Burton, you know. I mean, Daryl Burton's a top 5 guy, man. They had just a great chemistry on there, man. I just wish those two guys would have saw the big picture. Yeah. Because if we had a catalog now, man, they could still be making money doing other things right now, man.
They're absolutely good, especially when you got somebody like Zero who says he's raised off Street Military.
That would have been a connection right to the younger crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, man, a lot of people know because I get people DM me all the time when they see that. They say, man, that ain't real Street Military, man. I say, I know, but I don't want to seem like no hater. Oh, Rich, you just hating, man. It ain't Street Military, man. Y'all, that's a two-man crew, man. You know, at least you could at least put Icy in there, you know.
Yeah.
They could at least put Icy in there, put some beats on. How you got 30, you don't break bread with 30 other producers on the album. You don't get my man Icy a $1,000, you don't write a check for him, let him put one beat on there, and he's featured on there. I don't care. Friends don't do friends like that, you know.
That's true.
You don't do that, man.
I think sometimes people think when they got to make a change, they just got, I'm going to just break ties and I'm going to do this over here. That's going to be the change I need to get me where I'm going. No, man, you don't forget what got you into the game.
That's what, I mean,
you want to move on, you should have had 30 Icy tracks and 1 track from a new producer and seen what the response is.
Man, you can't do an album and not put the man on the album, you know. They did that with Still Gangster, they didn't put him on there. Icy had money for the budget for him. And then they didn't put him on this new thing they did, you know. So if you want to do something different, why don't y'all two go and do your thing like the first album they did. That's your album. Don't go ahead using, you know, Icy, what Icy build up. You using Icy's goodwill. but you're not paying him for his goodwill. If you use the street military, you on Icy's back. You making money off Icy's back. He the one did all the scratching, all the beats on there for the group for free. How you gonna freeze him out, man? So now when they do something, I see them, they'll put a picture, bring Icy on. I was like, Icy, man, I wouldn't even fall for that okie doke, man.
I think I saw something, he did a show with him or something they had. It wasn't a reunion show, but it was something else.
It might have been a screw show. I'm like, how you gonna do these guys stab you? I mean, he was in Memphis working with them. This was 3 days after I gave them like the $50,000 to go to Memphis to do the beat for the group. And then Icy gonna get mad at me. He and I had been fighting right after I released Still Gangster, because he was saying he didn't get paid. And I said, hey man, that's between you and your members. Nah man, you should have gave me my money. I said, that ain't how it works. I gave the group the money. You go get the money from your guys. But anyway, he was in Memphis with them while they was making the album. He had signed the contract while they were in Memphis. He had no idea they signed the contract in Memphis.
He just working.
He just working. Yeah. I'm like, man, that's on you, man. They had their own record labels, Street Military Records and everything, just them two, man. You know, and that was in '98, man. So they've been planning this all on, we gonna take over the group, which they have. They have taken over the group now. It's their group right now, you know. But I just wish they would have just did the records, man, and created a catalog. You know, we could have something to live off, you know, something to build on, you know. We have catalog, you know, you can't make no money on remix EPs, you know.
Yeah.
Because everybody talk about catalogs right now. That's what I say, everybody selling catalog, this and that. We got a bunch of remix EPs, man, but we should have been big, because I hear that all the time, Russ. That's the #1 question I get. What happened to Street Military? What if they had been on Rap a Lot? I hear that one a lot. I said, yeah, I would love to see them go and take a recording budget from Rap a Lot and then go to Memphis and sign a deal with somebody else.
That's just some things we don't hear about. You know, we hear about that done to us, but you know, some people have been blessed they don't have that happen to them.
Man, this riles me up talking about this, because I know the potential Street Military had, and where it should be. It should have been a legendary group, right?
Yeah.
I could have been a genius. I could have been a genius, man.
They've been there. They've been there a long time, and they definitely was doing shows. I've witnessed their shows and the response from people.
They didn't sign that name in on nothing. You know, these guys built up the goodwill on Street Military. It was a group process, man. I had 2 guys gonna take over the group like that. That's selfish, man.
I actually had a promo pitch with all of them on there with Nut and Icy, all of them, KB, Flea.
Great
Pharaoh.
It's a great mix, man. Yeah. Great mix. But you have 2 guys coming in thinking about themselves, man. Destroy the whole team, man, you know. Do your job. Because they always, we the executive producers, we own it. I had no problem with them wanting to be bosses, Russ. I want my guys to want to be bigger in the future, but you got to play your part. Like pro ball, when we say, hey, do your job. Don't worry about his job. You get paid to do your job. And if they would just be an artist first, then you can be executive producer, then you can be the owner, but you gotta, you know, you gotta work your way up, man, you know. But now they the owner, they got it, it's just them 2. They got rid of everything else, you know. It's our ball game, you know. But I just think all the potential that they lost, you know. And the fact that, you know, what they don't realize too is, you know, it seemed like they made me an enemy, you know. I never was an enemy. I love them guys. I still love them to the day. I love KB and Flea. I don't like them, but I love them. Even after they took the budget money, they've called me afterwards. I'm telling you, Russ, I bought some product from KB, from his solo album. This is after he did what he did.
Spitting Venoms.
Yeah, I didn't hold that against KB. I bought records for him because he said he needed some money. I bought a bunch of records from Russell, put money back in his pocket. But he did apologize when he got baptized from Joel Osteen baptized him. He called me and he apologized.
Yeah.
You know, and that was
I remember that. He did go religious for a minute.
For a second. He ain't religious now. He talking about me now. You know, when I know I did things not only for him, but for his family. Flea the same way. I've gotten him out of jail. You know, I've loaned him money after he done this. He was in the situation. Rich, I need some money. I said, I need to the day. And I know I've done a lot for them, you know, and for them to do what they did. It wasn't warranted. I mean, I wasn't no bad guy. you know, I mean, I may have made some business mistakes, didn't handle business like we should have did this and that. You know, I don't think I loved them. I don't think I gave them the right kind of love.
Yeah.
You know, I should have gave them that's why I should have gave them a different kind of love, man. Because that group, man, should have been big, Russ. And the way it went down, that's what bothers me so much, to see two guys go and do that to the rest of the guys, and especially the Icy, though. I mean, I feel upset about Icy because he did all those beats for these guys, man. He was the end. Everybody loved Icy, man. He did all the beats. You know, everybody, you were raised up on Icy High beats, man. Yeah. I mean, he did all the beats, and to see them going on and not breaking bread with them, it's not right. Yeah. Not right at all. I don't even know if he did any of their solo work. I don't think he did anything on KB and Flea's Street Military. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Do you think it's any chance y'all rekindle?
No, man. Man, that was, I think, in the early 90s. No, 2000, when that happened. Street Military, after Don't Give a Damn, not Don't Give a Damn, Still Gangsta album came out, you know, with no promotion, no nothing. Nobody talked to each other. You know, only person who would talk to me was Icy. You know, where his money at, you know, which I didn't understand. I didn't know he didn't sign the paperwork until later, you know, but when I actually saw it. But I gave Icy all the paperwork. I gave him all the money. I mean, all the checks that I gave the money to him. I gave him the letters from the lawyers, from MJG, J Webb, and their lawyer. I gave him all that, you know. So he had it all, and I gave it to all of them, you know, so you can see the paperwork, see what happened. But I don't know as far as reconciling, because, man, in 2000, I think 17, 18, me and Black Cat did the Street Military brand, got Street Military popping again, Ross. We turned the lights on, and who come out of work? Here come KB, man, don't buy that stuff. Man, we Street Military and all that. Instead of saying, hey, how can we be a part? That was their attitude. They came here and tried to wreck the whole thing, Russ. Not be a part of it, especially after what they did. You know, how you gonna come here and be it all rude and holler we this and that? They just bad, man. They just bad, man. We had so much going on. And the thing that they didn't know about, you know, people were always calling me, asking them to do things, you know? But they were just so bad, you know? They come in, we this, we that. I ain't recommending them to do anything, man. I mean, they had a bunch of things, man. A couple documentaries, a couple shows, man. I just couldn't do it, Russ. Man, if you can't get along with me, I'm gonna, you know, try to introduce you to other people, you know. That's a lot of money we lost. You know, they could have had a lot more money, man. Being selfish.
No.
Being selfish, though, Russ. But,
it definitely happens.
Hey, I don't worry about it, man. Father Yah take care of all that, Russ.
Yeah.
I don't even worry about that. I don't even stress. I live a stress-free life, Russ. I sleep well because I know I took care, you know, I did as best I could for my artists. And I can look any of them in the eye and say, not only I took care of you as an artist, I took care of you as a person. I did extra for you, you know.
Well. I
know I did. So I'm stress-free. I don't have no stress at all, man. But that just bothers me more than anything for them two cats. The KB and Flea destroyed the best group in Texas. But I'm thinking about either doing a documentary, a book, or something, man. I got to tell that story, man. MJG and them came at me, man.
Yeah.
You know, but I understood where they coming from because they were like, well, let me see your contract. You know, him and Jay Ware. Where your contract? I said, I got a contract on them, you know. You know, asking for $80,000. I'm like, $80,000? Yeah, that was supposed to be our record. We signed Street Military Records. I'm like, who is Street Military Records?
They asked them for a contract because they was informed that there was no contract. We don't have no contract.
Yeah, KB and Flea lied to him, man. Yeah. They lied, man. You know, and that's why I can't understand why they be trying to talk about me. You lied to me. How you gonna, you know, try to make me look bad, you know?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on with us, man. We definitely trying to grow. I think we got Dan and K Reno later this week.
Oh, so. Okay, K Reno, that's one of my favorites. Now. That's a top 5 guy too.
Yeah, man. We went to talk about these 50 albums over these years that he's done.
D-Rec, I mean, Den coming in.
I got Rec coming.
You got to get Rec too, man.
Yeah, me and Rec cool. You know, I just got a schedule. Rec is a busy man.
Yeah, D-Rag. Who else from the old school? We had a bunch
and
of
we
old
all
school
old.
Yeah.
Everybody's old, man. We all old.
Trying to make it.
Shoot, trying to make it and trying to stay making. And Rec actually, you know, he's lucky. EXO with that hood hop has been going pretty good.
Sure has. I see you doing the movie too.
Yeah, they're doing the 33rd. Number 3. So
number
3 or 4, one of them.
That's what I need to do. I need to do me a movie.
Oh, man,
I'm gonna do a documentary. Yeah, what happened to the best group of Texans?
Hey man, it's definitely an interesting thing. And while we got a few more minutes, so any word, Pharaoh, Parole?
Pharaoh, no, we checking on Pharaoh, man. You know, but Pharaoh's been sort of silent up there, you know. But I talk to his mom regularly. You know, I'm definitely in touch with his mom. You know, that's who. You know, I make sure I stay in touch with his mom.
Man, that's crazy. I thought that that guy would have been made parole by now. It's been how long it's been? Like 20 years, 20-some years.
It's been a while, yeah, because he went early 2000, yeah, turned 2001 somewhere in there. It's been a while, man.
Man,
yeah.
Oof. That's a long time. My 6 months was tough. I couldn't imagine that. That's a tougher man than me.
Yeah, but we gonna see what we can do about it, though.
Yeah, man. That's
definitely done this time.
Maybe that could be the reunion, y'all. Benefit for Pharaoh.
Benefit for Pharaoh. If I'm Icy, how would I do that reunion? Come on, man. Come on, man. They sitting there treating him like a stepchild, man. No way. No reunion. But you never know. You never know what might happen. Never say never, you know.
I was asked by one of my problem childs about a reunion show, and I don't know what to say about it. I don't even know if I got the energy to do it.
I can relate.
But
I try to stay stress-free. My life's stress-free, man.
Yeah, it's enough stresses out there without adding stuff to it. But man, thank you for coming on, Rich.
No problem, Russ. Good to see you. Wish you the best, man.
Appreciate it. Hey, man, I'm hanging in there.
All right.
We definitely gonna keep it pushing.
For sure.
Y'all give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, and share. And look at all the other videos, man. We here. We're gonna be back. Keep us pushing.
Mr. Big Man, Mr. Bigtyme. Showing naked ass in the great state of